Hello, I'm Haley, and this is Taya, and welcome to Haley and Taya Rep of Supernatural, and Start Over, and also sometimes talk about other stuff, a podcast.
Also known as HATRUSA, and this week we are talking about Season 1, Episode 16, Shadow, which originally aired on February 28th, 2006, and it was written by Eric Kripke.
Eric Kripke? That's so fun.
Yeah. Good for him, I guess.
Let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, let's just do it.
So, this is going to be really another messy one. Here's what happens. We key in, this girl's walking in the streets. She looks like Selena Gomez circa Wizards of Waverly Place. And she's listening to music, walking presumably home from somewhere. And she's like, oh, this is so crazy. And she gets home, she starts to get comfortable, drinks a beer, and then she gets killed by a shadow monster. Oops. 1 week later, Dean and Sam are like, hi, as you can see by our finely tailored outfits, we are repairmen for the alarm place. Oh, also, like, there was an alarm at the beginning. We are repairmen for the alarm place, and they're like, okay, investigate as you will, go for it. We have no questions about your credentials. And they find a symbol that they don't like, which they find by marking blood spatter that is still on the floor. They left the blood there from the murder a week ago. And they marked it together with duct tape or masking tape or whatever. And they're like, whoa, that's a funky symbol. Never seen that before. So then they go to the bar where the girl works. Her name is Meredith. And they're like, oh my god, there's nothing in common. That's so crazy. But then Sam sees Meg. Y'all remember Meg, our lesbian demon? Yeah, she's there. And she doesn't care about Dean. She's like, Dean, you suck. Stop being mean to Sam. And Sam's like, whoa, Meg, chill. And Dean's like, ouch. Why are you so mean? And he's like, Sam, why did you talk about me to a girl? And Sam is like, it was after we got into a fight, Dean. Stop, leave me alone. And Sam's like, but that's fucking weird though, because like, why would she be here? Why would she be here out of all places? Like, deaths just happened, and now she's here. That's so crazy. So he goes to watch her, and Dean goes to do research. Dean finds out that it's a Zoroastrian symbol, and Sam finds out that Meg is, well, he watches her change through the window. But Sam climbs up a fucking elevator shaft and sees Meg doing some sort of ritual with the blood cup. And he's like, huh, fucking weird. And then she leaves and he checks and he's like, I don't know what just happened. But the Zoroastrian symbol is there. Whoa, that's so crazy. So then Dean and Sam talk, and they're like, whoa, hey, we were wrong. There are connections between the victims, because Lawrence, Kansas is the connection. And then they go to the place again where Meg did the thing before, but Meg finds them, they get attacked, and they find out that it's a trap. And
for their dad.
They get free because of course they do, and they go back to the hotel, and John's there. Their dad, who they haven't seen, who they've been looking for since episode 1, which happened all those months ago. And then the shadow monster comes back and attacks them with John there, and then they wind up splitting up because Sam and Dean are like, Dad is too weak with us here. He's stronger alone. So they leave, and then it shows us them driving away, and then Meg sees them driving away, and then we get a zoom in on Meg's face, and then it ends.
Cool. Okay, I want to say, when Sam first sees Meg in her little ritual warehouse placey thing, she's like talking to someone. She's like, they're in town. I didn't know they'd be in town. So like he does hear some blah blah blah. I don't know why like we don't hear anything back. Maybe it's projected directly.
Well, we didn't the first time either.
We didn't.
No.
But then we like saw things, and I don't know. It's just weird.
All
okay?
we did
weird.
the first time we just heard her refer to the person in the cup as Dad or Daddy or Father or whatever.
Yeah, but she wasn't having a conversation.
No, we didn't hear anything from the
There
other
was like
side.
a conversation. That's just a tiny thing that was weird.
So we can assume that that's who she's talking to now?
Yeah. Did you actually mention that she got yanked out a window?
No, I completely forgot to mention that.
So, when they get free, because they do this little thingy where she's coming on to Sam, and by coming on to him, I mean she's just eating his earlobe.
Yeah.
And Dean opens the switchblade, and she goes over, and because she hears it, and she's like, ha ha, you thought you could trick me? Anyway, and goes back to Sam, and Sam fucking headbutts her because it was like a double distraction, because Dean wouldn't be that stupid to loudly open a switchblade.
Right.
So he fucking headbutts her and then fucking tosses the table because that's all you have to do.
They just love throwing things so much.
Because this is what happened with the Reaper episode too. They just really love throwing tables. So he chucks the table, and the Devas, which are the demons, turn against Meg and drag her. And they also love doing this in Supernatural. This is going to happen a lot with Hellhounds. They drag her out by the ankles and through a window, and she falls to the street below, and Sam and Dean assume that she is dead. Wrongly. Obviously, because they think she's just a human, but we know she's a demon.
Yeah, they
think
just
she's just like a
she's
human or something messing
jokes.
with stuff. Yeah.
Jokes is not the word.
Also, they defeat the Devas with a flare.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, it's a flare. Because Sam is like, if these are shadow demons, then, and yanks out a flare, which is why they're like coughing and like shielding their eyes, because like it's actually super dangerous to look directly at a flare, obviously.
Got it.
I mean, I guess.
Kill your fucking monsters better, you guys.
I guess they like dispel them. That's what the Wikipedia's page, it says they're dispelled. I don't know if they're killed.
God, I wish I was.
I guess I don't know. I don't know if I'm just like saying nothing because I don't know if that's legit. Hold on, I'm looking at their page.
Hey, can I just pop in really quick? This is completely off topic. I just wanted to go over the fact that I went on to Eric fan wiki page to like look at what the scenes where the episodes he wrote on, which was not that much, and he wrote in the season 1 like all the episodes that are like not like.
Really? Wait, hold on. First of all, I'm gonna say it just says that light can repel it, so they didn't actually defeat the monsters in this one.
Yeah, they're just like away.
They just pushed them away, and I guess they think that they killed the person who was controlling them, but like, I mean, Bloody Mary isn't bad.
No, but like they're very subpar episodes.
They're subpar. I don't remember Devil's Trap.
I don't either.
It's the finale. Oh, it's the finale.
Oh, it's the finale.
That would make sense that he wrote the pilot and the finale.
I think he wrote like all of the finales for up until season 5. Oh, he wrote Swan Song. Oh.
Yeah. He wrote one episode. Oh, he wrote the second part of the season finale of season 6. But I believe after season 5, he actually stepped back.
Is that the episode? That's the episode that Castiel shows up.
No, the end of what? The second.
Oh no!
No, Cass shows up before the end of season. Cass shows up in season 4.
Anyway, I'm gonna.
Anyway, back to this episode. We're way off topic. Oh god. Oh god.
It's fine. We're fine. Is that it for our summary? Did I do pretty good?
Yeah, you did pretty good.
Cool.
Like, a lot goes on in this episode, but at the same time, not a lot goes on.
Right. And you know what? Sometimes that's okay.
Sometimes that's better.
Sometimes that's better. It really is. Just better off sometimes. So, here is where I'm going to segue into my notes. Haley's notes. Yes. New plot-related opening. Notes. We have a new plot-related opening. It recaps, like, the plot. Like,
it gives us stuff that's related to things that are going to happen in this episode. Although I honestly can't remember if it's similar, because they kind of use very similar shots to the other unique opening ones that we've seen, because
but here's the thing.
All the related ones are related to Psychic Sam stuff.
Here's the important part, is that they didn't have, take your brother and go outside as fast as you can, run, Dean.
Yeah.
So.
That's a plus.
That's a plus. Hey, do I mark Sam and Meg, like, having that weird session as Sam kiss count, or no?
Did she actually kiss him?
Okay.
I can't remember.
I don't think she did. Anyway.
I think she just, like, ate his earlobe.
Yeah, and, like, it was,
breathed on him a lot.
My next note is Alex Russo Wizard, because, as I already said, she looked, just the way that Meredith was dressed, fucking looked like Alex Russo Wizard. So Buddy is trying to eat plastic right now.
Oh my god.
You know what? If he's gonna have fun with it, go ahead.
Buddy, we're trying to do a podcast.
I then wrote, oh fuck, is that a shadow? And then right after I wrote, is it a demon shadow? which later in the episode, it was directly called a shadow demon, so I was correct. Shower me in kisses. My next note is Sam's hair, because Sam's hair at the beginning of this episode, like through the episode, but particularly at the beginning of this episode, was peak fucking bowl cut ass Sam hair.
Good Sam
So
hair.
good.
Good early Sam hair.
And then my next note is credit card fraud easy? Because Dean was talking about how their outfits were bought with their hard-earned money, and Sam was like, yeah? And Dean was like, yeah. You think credit card fraud is easy? And I was like, I don't know. Is it?
We are once again asking
So
if
is
you're
it?
willing to admit that you committed a felon.
Yeah.
To tell us if credit card fraud is easy or not.
Yeah, we need to just, like, fucking get it in with some felons and be like, hey, we need to interview you.
Is credit card fraud easy? This is for our
credit fraud-
supernatural rewrite.
1. Is credit card fraud easy? 2. Can you burn a body easily? 3. Is picking locks easy? Anyway, it's been a week and they left the blood. Obviously,
Oh my
I
God.
mentioned they were in the
Here's the
apartment.
thing. Not only do they leave the blood on the carpet,
But
which,
they leave like a pool of it.
they leave the blood splatter on the carpet, which first of all, it wasn't like a full floor carpet. It was just like
An area rug.
Just like an area rug. Just like, throw it out. This is unsanitary. Don't you want to lease out this apartment again? Second of all, they left like a pile of like congealed blood,
Coagulated,
like, on the floors.
nasty ass.
Like on the wood floor. That shit's gonna stain. That's gonna be there forever.
Yeah. So
And also, that's super unhygienic. Like, that's like part of a forensic team's job to clean up the shit after
Correct.
you're finished.
correct.
Like, what? Who's getting fired?
Like, be
someone
fucking
should
less
be.
gross next time, maybe. Just a
Yeah,
suggestion.
be less gross. I don't care that it helped them solve the mystery. Be less gross. They
Be
can
less
find it out another way.
My next note is me. Werewolf? Dean. Werewolf? That's all. Me and Dean. Well, me and Dean. We together as an entity, because we coexist, apparently. I was like, is it a werewolf? And then Dean was like, a werewolf. And I was like, whoa. That's iconic of us. Anyway,
It is.
Dean. Oh, I've written Dean is a fucking himbo. I hate him, dumb idiot. I don't know why I wrote himbo, because I
What
was
was he
thinking about the
doing?
definition of himbo, and I don't think he qualifies as a himbo because himbos need to be nice. Dean is not nice.
Yeah, no, he's not
Dean
a himbo.
is not a himbo.
He's an asshole.
He's just an asshole idiot.
Yeah, he's just an asshole idiot. Past Haley was wrong.
Past Haley was wrong, and she will admit that. I
Good.
think in the moment, I was just like, fucking... Anyway, Sam and Meg really went for a hug. We talked about this briefly, because we were like, were they really, like, close enough to hug, Taya said? And I was like, I mean, she did want him to, like, run away with her.
Yeah.
So I guess so, but not really.
It's like, it's got one of those vibes, like, I think their friendship in the terminal where you make a friend just because of a weird situation and you get really close, but also they had that, like, deep conversation that was, like, really gay, where you just, like, unpack your trauma with some
Right.
stranger, and then you're like, well, now we have a bond.
Right.
Like,
So,
you know.
if anything, yes, but, like, oh, it's not like it's not like a warm hug, it's like a, we both have trauma.
It was awkward, and then she tears into Dean, because Sam is like, this is my brother Dean, and she's like, oh,
Oh, Dean, the one who
Is it?
treats you like suitcases?
She was like,
That
oh, the one who treats you like luggage, who drags you everywhere.
Yeah,
And I think she's valid.
I think she's valid as well.
She may be trying to kill them, but she is valid.
She's valid. We love her. We do. My next note is Meg is from Andover, Massachusetts. My mom works there. That's really close. That's so
Oh my
crazy.
God.
That
That's so wild.
me and Taya and my mom all personally have met Meg Masters. That's so cool.
We have. I actually think that, does it say, because this is, does it tell us where she went to college? Because she was like a college student who like sold her soul or
Oh
something.
my god, that's so... What if she like went to college, like... Oh my god. Meg went to UMass Lowell.
It just said a college student from Andover, Massachusetts. I was like, did she go to like UMass, like Amherst or something?
Can we like pretend that she went to like UMass?
Let's do it.
Okay, so in our rewrite, Meg not only went to UMass, but I think she should have, like, a thick fucking Boston-y accent.
Even though she's from Andover?
Well, like, not Boston, but, like,
I know
I'm
what you
thinking,
mean.
like,
I know
my
what you mean.
mom, my mom was, like, raised in Waltham, so, like, she's got that, like, weird fucking, like, I don't hear it that much, but, like, Macy did.
I know what you mean. I also don't hear the accents unless I meet someone who, like, is from Boston, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, but,
Whoa.
so Meg has a Massachusetts accent in our rewrite, and also she went
Hell
to
yeah.
UMass.
If you're
And she's a
wondering what a
lesbian.
Massachusetts accent sounds like because you're not sure, I have one technically.
Yeah, and I've heard that I do.
Possibly. I don't know. I can't identify them.
Here, how about this? I know the way I say coffee and drawer and drawing.
Drawer?
Drawing, yep. So drawer,
Drawing.
coffee, drawing.
Drawing.
If that
yeah.
sounds weird to you, that's my Massachusetts accent. Thank you.
We're getting off topic. We're getting off topic.
No, we're not. We're on topic. Meg is from Andover, Massachusetts, and she goes to the UMass Lowell in our rewrite, and she's a lesbian. And she attends
Yes.
Boston Pride. So, next note, Dean was like, what the fuck? Why isn't she into me? And I wrote, she's a lesbian, Dean. And then I wrote, Meg's being.
You were like, this is it. This is the height of comedy.
If we didn't name the episodes the name of the Supernatural episode, I would want this episode to be called Meg's being.
Oh my god.
My next note is Zoroastrianism? Tear research? Go on, friend. So, go on, friend.
Alright, so if you listen to the recording of our commentary whenever that comes out on Patreon, whenever we do that, I'm sorry for how confused I was. I first learned about Zoroastrianism in freshman year of high school, and that was the only time we touched upon it, and I was actually sick the day they really discussed it, so, like, I was out there, but it is actually, the thing they say in the episode is actually incorrect. Dean says that the symbol that they found was from Zoroastrianism, which was from about 2,000 years before Christ, but it was actually founded sometime before the 6th century BCE, so it's even older. It is, sorry, I'm clicking around to my different documents that I have open. It is a pre-Islamic religion of Iran that survives there in isolated areas and more prosperously in India, where the descendants of Zoroastrian, Iranian, Persian immigrants are there. And it is both monotheistic and dualistic. It's one of those religions where you can't really pin it down. Hinduism is actually kind of the same, even though you might not think it. It is one where there is kind of one god, but there's multiple aspects. So Zoroastrianism has this kind of like, is it a monotheistic religion? Is it a dualistic? Is it a polytheistic religion? Yeah, but it is one of the earliest, if not the earliest, monotheistic religion that we know of. And I don't know where the timeline is with Hinduism for that. I'm sorry, Hinduism is not popping up in relation on this. But it influenced, very likely, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It was super, super important to the development of them. And importantly, because they kind of talk about it in the show as like this like outdated, like very, very old and kind of dead religion, but it is still practiced. Like, that's important to note. Like, it very much, sometimes when they talk about other religions in Supernatural, they go very much like the ancient myth route, when it's like something people still actively practice and participate in. Zoroastrianism is one of those. I also want to say the symbol that they use repeatedly throughout this episode, it is a circle with like a sort of, I'll post a picture of it on Twitter, with sort of like
a Beyblade.
It looks like a Beyblade with kind of like a Z where like the top and the bottom are curved a bit and there's a circle in the middle. I did minor research into symbols of Zoroastrianism, and I gotta say, the only one I found that was, nope, this one is also a supernatural thing. Okay, they just made this shit up. Like, straight up. This one, I can't find it I can't find it anywhere. I not only looked up symbols of Zoroastrianism, I specifically looked up symbols for Zoroastrianism devas, which are actually a thing. They did not make that part up, although questionable on how much of, like, the lore and, like, how to get rid of them, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, they didn't have flares.
Right.
When this religion was founded. But this Z symbol is not one at all. And I'm not going to try to pronounce the other popular symbols because I will butcher the pronunciation, but if you want to look into that, you're welcome to. But I do think that they just made this symbol because it kind of looked like a Z, which would not make sense because
Did I already say it looks like a Beyblade?
Yes, you did.
Okay. It looks like a Beyblade, you guys.
It does. It looks like a Beyblade, but it does also look like a Z, which doesn't make sense because the Latin alphabet, I do not believe, existed when Zoroastrianism was founded. So,
fuck.
But I truly just think they made it up. I do want to just say that, like, this is, like, such a minor part of the episode. Even the shadows themselves are a very minor part of the episode, seemingly, when you, like, think about it. The fact that,
oh my God,
it's very much, I think they just chose a religion that isn't very well known. They were like, no one can tell us we're wrong about Zoroastrianism. What?
I'm gonna send you a picture right now.
Okay.
Look, it's the Zoroastrianism symbol.
It's a fucking Beyblade.
It's a fucking fidget spinner. Get your facts straight. I'm gonna post this on Twitter literally right now.
But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say that it definitely felt like they used Zoroastrianism as window dressing, opposed to an actual religion with people who follow it. And, you know, something to be respected. But I can't say the show is always very respectful of the other religions that it chooses
literally
to touch
none.
upon.
Except for maybe Christianity,
I consider that to be their main focus because at the end of the show, it's just like Christian everything. But we'll get there. But that is my whole thing, and I do have kind of beef with them using these, quote, like, ethnic religions, unquote, that are, like, unique and weird and different to Western audiences as, like, window dressing just to make their story, like, a little bit more spicy because they don't have anything else going on this week, but they need plot to happen. Which it very much feels like, because these devas they, like, kill Meg, but, like, they could have done that with, like, they could have done that with, like, a lot of other creatures that end up showing up in this show.
Yeah, and honestly, like, that's a rewrite thing for us because we want it to be as, like, you don't need to use like, they wrote these fucking episodes thinking nobody's going to do research on this and pull it apart and say why we shouldn't be using it. But we fucking did, Eric Kripke. We fucking did. Hatrusa's your enemy. You should fear us.
Look out. Your 15-season show that made, like, probably billions of dollars.
It's our money now. It's our money.
Us and our 10 listeners.
We
get on our level.
Get it together. Anyway, my next note is Sam just got caught snooping on Meg while she was changing, because he did. He was just sitting in the window looking up at her, and she's, like, got this lacy little black bra on, and this, like, woman in a red coat walks by the window and, like, tips her head in, and the window's open for some reason, and she just goes, creep, or something like that.
She calls him a pervert, and then walks away and is like, what a creep.
Yeah.
Which, like, admittedly, correct.
Correct. My next note is very evident by the lengths he went to. Sam is not a trained spy. When he was, like, following her to the abandoned warehouse or factory or whatever the fuck it was, he was just, like, going to extra steps to just, like, really make it seem like he knew what he was doing, but it made him seem like he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
And don't even talk to me about climbing the elevator shaft, because, oh my god. My next note is very good music surge during Meg blowing out Candle. Taya didn't hear it as much as I did, but it surged in this, like, very nice way for musical effect. TM. Then simultaneous, dude, I gotta talk to you. I just really liked it. It was one of those good classic brother moments. And they actually talk in tandem again in this episode, but it wasn't for as good of a reason as this one was. But we'll talk about that in a hot minute. Sam wants to go back to college, and Dean misses his family is my next note. What I meant to finish that note, but I got distracted. What I meant to say is Dean misses his family and needs therapy. Was the full note there?
That's
that
what I
was
was
supposed
saying.
to be there.
I was sitting there like, dude, get therapy.
Get therapy, Dean.
Get therapy.
Get therapy. The next note, the thing that I got distracted by is they get caught by Meg when they're trying to break in, and Meg says to Sam, "This puts a real crimp in our relationship." And there's just something about the phrasing, there puts a real crimp in our relationship, that made me chuckle. I thought it was funny. Sam gets cut in the face, and I made the note, "Sam, that's a nasty gashy," because it was not a good one.
Nasty.
It literally looked like special effects makeup artists on like YouTube. Like so it looked like whatever that like waxy shit they use to make extra skin on their face so they can cut it open,
Yeah.
It looked like that. Very sorry, I was rolling on waifu bot. All a good character. Anyway. It looked like that. The next note is, Meg's jacket color is a watery, sad Dijon mustard color. Bad on her. I'm sorry, Meg, but you need to have better fashion choices. The jacket you were wearing was like a nice design, but it needed to be at least a little bit more brown.
It might have been the lighting, but I did not like the color in that lighting. It was ugly.
It wasn't
kind of ugly.
Wasn't great. Change that. Then, very uncomfy scenes with Meg and Sam. Rewrite that. Fuck. I didn't elaborate on that. I figured I'd elaborate now. In our rewrite, we need to like X-nay that entire part, because
it was so uncomfortable.
There is no reason that Meg should be that overtly sexual with Sam. Like, yes, he saw your bra, but he has never once made any sexual advances towards you. Why start now?
Yeah.
We don't need that. The sex appeal doesn't need to be there.
First of all, she's lesbian.
Second
of all, it's so deeply uncomfortable, and like, I think one of the reasons it bothers me is because Meg does end up being like a good guy and like their friend.
Debatable, but yeah.
I would argue they're friends by the end of her run with them. I would argue they're friends.
Right.
If I remember right, I would say they're friends in, like, the way that you, like, kind of just, like, a character who gets a redemption arc and then they're awkwardly there, like, kind of being bitchy sometimes.
Right.
I got that vibe from her when I last watched it.
For sure.
But because she does become part of their, like, little squad group and, like, helps them out and is arguably a good guy and, like, dies for them, spoiler alert.
Sorry, guys.
I'm not super comfortable with what is basically like sexual assault.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't be comfortable with it regardless, obviously, but it's because she does become like their friend, and it's never something they talk about, because why would they? I bet they, like, with everything going on, they just fucking forgot it happened. But, like, I don't think afterward they ever, like, her and Sam have never had that energy. Dean has made comments about them being, like, boyfriend and girlfriend, but I don't think, like, even when she comes back, I don't know if they ever really have that vibe.
No.
So it's just, it's very out of place.
Right.
It's very out of place. She's like, I know you enjoyed watching me, like,
I know that and I was turned like, you on, Sam Winchester, and we were like, no.
It really, like, he didn't look, he was just, like, watching awkwardly.
He was just, like, a little bit confused, perhaps.
Yeah, it's just deeply uncomfortable, and we're gonna get rid of that and fix it with something. They can get free some other way that doesn't involve her literally, like, all she was doing weird whispers and, like, biting his earlobe, and I was like, can we end this?
Even if she, like, hugged him, it would be less awkward. Like, you can have some sort of physical, like, affection there without it being fucking weird.
She could have been over there talking to Sam and distracted enough for Dean to do the switchblade noise.
Right.
That didn't involve me being uncomfortable for, like, 3.5 minutes.
Correct. But instead, we were uncomfortable for 3.5 minutes. And
I hated it.
We need to regret that. My next note, I've skipped forward because I got probably distracted first doing something or watching or something. I don't know. I do 1,000 things at once. or else I die. So simultaneous yes sir was a fucking sting, is the note that I've taken. When they return back to the hotel room or motel room or wherever the fuck they are, I don't know. I don't keep track. John is there, and I don't remember exactly what John says to them, but they both respond, yes, sir, completely in tandem. And it is like, that shit hurted. And
I don't
it's
like
something...
it when characters say yes, sir. I mean,
Yeah.
we're keeping it because
We're
it's
keeping it because it is important to some level, is the thing. Like, it's...
It just makes me upset.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, but God, it stung. But, like,
yeah,
good. It stung good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. This episode is just uncomfortable. I don't remember why I wrote that. Was that John and Sam?
It was possibly John and Sam.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of uncomfortable moments in this episode where you're I am just sitting here.
It was an uncomfortable episode, guys. But, like, it wasn't, like, a bad one. It just was, like... Uncomfortable. And my next note is, if Dean... Oh, here's my one. If Dean had those eye scars for the entire rest of the series, hot. It would be hot. That's all. But he doesn't. But, like, you know.
I actually have beef with that. Dean's are not as deep, but we talked about how deep Sam's were, and I just forgot to mention this before. He should have scarring for at least until he dies for the first time and comes back, because then I believe it's a new body kind of deal, because he was dead for a hot second, if I remember right. So when I say, like, when he dies, I think I mean when... That might not be the first time he dies. Wait, hold on, let me think. Oh my god. I'm trying to think of how long he's dead at the end of season 2. And I think it's a decent enough time that you would have to think that he had a new body because he would have decomposed.
God.
Am I wrong, though? You know what I mean? I know
Gross!
But I am saying they should have fucking, kept the scars because they went so deep. They went so deep that even if they had gotten immediate medical attention, which they did not, and they are not getting proper medical attention ever, there's no way there would be no scarring. Like, Dean's would probably heal, but Sam's were deep enough that I think that when they first did the slash before they filled up with blood, because there's one quick shot where he's thrown to the floor and you see how deep it is, I actually think that it could have punctured his cheek entirely, so there should have been scarring.
Right.
Anyway, we're talking too much. We should stop.
I don't love that John keeps calling Sam Sammy. It was bad.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. And then my last note for the day is, I know I've talked before about Dean being shorter than Sam, but I will now mention it again. Because in that last scene when John leaves and they're, still standing there, the way that they're standing just, really frames it really well that Dean is shorter than Sam. And I just...
Yeah.
It fuels my bones.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just think it's fun. That's all my notes today. Hope you've enjoyed them. Because I'm not going to stop.
Yeah. Oh, God. Let's try to do this ending part fast.
Yeah.
Good Lord. We've talked too much, and, so much of it was off topic.
Yeah, but, this...
Anyway.
At least we enjoyed talking this time.
Yeah, yeah, at least we enjoyed it and weren't, so bored we made the shortest episode ever. So, I am opting to skip crack shipping this week.
Well, here's what I've written.
What'd you write?
Crack shipping Meredith and the bar lady.
And who?
The bar lady. The one who gave Dean her number.
Oh, yes. Okay, I remember her. Okay, we're good with that.
I think they kiss sometimes. That's all.
I think they kiss sometimes.
Past time. She's dead now, but it's fine. Obviously she got over it pretty quickly. Brought to you by... Tay, would you like to go first?
Sure, I am going with, and we are not 100% sure on this one because we got some discrepancies, but I am going with Headache by Boo Boo Davis because I have a headache.
Yeah. And I'm going for Skinny Waitress by The Peasants because that's very on the nose. It played when Dean met... Excuse me. When Sam... Fuck. God. I'm tired. When Sam saw Meg in the bar.
Yes, and also, Meredith was a waitress.
Yeah. And they were at the bar that... Yeah. So...
Yep. Okay,
thanks,
moving on.
Guys. So, moving on. Favorite wiki page. Mine, I'll go first.
Okay.
Mine is that this was the last episode to air on Tuesday nights, which is just funny haha for us because um I don't remember if we've mentioned this in the first episode we ever did, like where we talked about it, but the whole reason that we upload on Thursdays is because
Yeah.
Supernatural aired on Thursday. And I just thought
Plot
it would be really
twist.
funny to start the podcast 1 week after it ended, at which we did.
Yep.
So that's why we
Yeah,
air
we
on
did.
Thursdays. And apparently,
Hilariously,
it
I don't think we have. I don't know if we ever would have actually made the podcast if you hadn't been like, wouldn't it be hilarious if we started it like the week after the show ended? And I was like,
like literally,
yeah, let's just do it.
it
I
was
think we would
literally
have
the
just like
night.
sat on it.
Yeah, we would have absolutely sat on it. But the night Supernatural ended, and I cried for a little while over something. I don't remember what it was now, but I cried like a little bastard.
Yeah.
Uh, if I hadn't made that goof and been like, let's start next week, we probably wouldn't have.
Good
But
for
we
us.
did, and we're here.
We're
So that's my
here.
favorite thing.
Yeah, so mine is that Meg mentions that she met something Michael Murray when they're in the bar, and Sam goes, who? And that is a reference to Gilmore Girls, because in real life, Jared Padalecki and Chad Michael Murray know each other and work together on the set of Gilmore Girls. And they actually reference him, Gilmore Girls, again in this episode, because they just really wanted to
Remind us.
talk about Gilmore Girls, I guess.
We need to be reminded at all times that that Jared Padalecki was on Gilmore Girls. That's all.
And his character was named Dean, which isn't confusing at all.
Which isn't confusing, not even a little bit, even though it really, really is. But hey,
Hey.
it's fine. My rating today. My rating today was one of those weird ones because, again, I don't rate on a real scale, but my rating is 4 ripped out hearts out of 10 for absolutely no reason other than this was like an okay episode. It was very plot heavy, but like it wasn't like gripping. It was a lot of things that happened in a very short. No, it was the same. It's a fucking episode. It's 45 minutes long, but it was a lot that happened, but somehow nothing happened. So like 4 points
Yeah.
for plot,
Yeah.
but nothing else.
And also, we had to see John's stupid
Also, we
face.
had to see John.
Also, we didn't talk about how stupid it is that John leaves. He's like, they're like, he's weaker when he's with us. They're gonna keep finding him. And I'm like, if he's so good at hiding, why can't he just teach you to be less shitty at hiding?
But he doesn't because he's John and he sucks. So
I don't know. It's a stupid plot contrivance to get John out of the picture for another like 3 or 4 episodes before he comes back again.
correct.
It's just annoying. Anyway, the IMDb rating for this one is actually an 8.6 out of 10, which makes it on the same level as I don't think anything else for this season so far.
That's disgusting. Wait,
Below the pilot.
wait, what was it rated again? Sorry.
8.6.
Oh, okay. That's higher than I
Yeah.
thought you said.
Yeah, it's one below the pilot and Scarecrow. And
Okay.
by one, I mean 0.1.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, but we haven't always agreed with IMDb, so it's a fine episode. You can't skip it. I know we said last time that we had a perfectly skippable episode. This one you cannot skip.
Please don't skip
unfortunately.
this episode. It's important.
It's important, but it's not like the most fun episode. So, it's in when I think of supernatural episodes, it is a meh for me.
Yeah. It's a meh. It's a meh.
So, thank you for listening to our episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you should leave either comments on YouTube or SoundCloud. You should leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. By the way, someone left a 5-star review like a month from ago when we are recording this, and we did not see it until now. Whoever you are very sweet and nice, and we appreciate you greatly.
We cried.
We cried. We genuinely cried. You can also send us curious cats or messages on Tumblr, and we'll answer them at some point eventually, because we have a lot of thoughts, and you can always tell us that we're wrong. You should recommend this show to any friends or family that you think will like it. You do not have to actually know anything about Supernatural, because we'll tell you everything, and we'll probably make it a better experience for you.
And if you don't leave a review on this episode or on the podcast by next week, I'm gonna do the entire next episode in a bad British accent.
Haley, Please don't.
Hold me to that.
I've heard your British accent. It's
Hold me to
not
that.
ideal.
In it.
Hold you to it. What? I have to listen to it.
Hold me to it, in it.
Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, so we do not market our podcast at all. The only way we tell people about it is through word of mouth. So if you know anyone who you think might like listening, you should definitely recommend it. And if there are any platforms that we are not currently on that you would like to see us on, let us know and I will see what I can do.
Hey, Taya.
Hey, Haley.
You ready to face some ghosts, dude?
Yeah, honestly, because I'm fucking tired of the rest of this bullshit.
Well, good, because on the next episode, we're going to face some ghosts, and that is episode
Hell yeah.
17, The Hell House. Supernatural, Season 1, Episode 17, The Hell House.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So, we'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side. Okay, after 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh!
You good?
Yeah, I made a noise.
Okay.